CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. A hunter is in the Foothills Hospital after being mauled by a grizzly bear yesterday. Fish and Wildlife says they got a report of the attack south of Cochrane at 1 p.m. The victim, a man in his 30s, was airlifted by Stars. Officials say the bear involved in the attack was shot by the survivor's hunting partner, and the bear is believed to be dead. A second bear fled the scene. Wildlife officers will collect DNA samples from the survivor to confirm the bear that was shot was the attacking bear. They will also investigate what led to the encounter. Safety experts say attacks on hunters happen all too often. Just a few days ago, a BC hunter, 63-year-old Joe Pendry, died from a blood clot while recovering from a grizzly bear attack. Pendry was hunting for elk in the Fort Steele area when he came across a sow and her cubs. He shot at, punched, and bit the bear in his fight for survival. The sow was found dead a few days later. A man has died after an incident in the loading dock area of a southeast Calgary business. The victim was in his 60s. Police say a semi-truck was backing into a loading dock when the man walked behind it and was hit. Paramedics rushed him to the Foothills Hospital in critical, life-threatening condition, but he could not be saved. The collision reconstruction team from the police traffic unit responded to the scene. Police and occupational health and safety continue their investigation. A strike vote continues for more than 16,000 Alberta healthcare workers. The group of workers includes licensed practical nurses and healthcare aides. Contract talks between the Alberta Union of Provincial Employees and Alberta Health Services broke down earlier this month. The union says it's asking for increased wages to reflect an increased workload. The voting period ends on Monday. Albertans had an opportunity to share their ideas on the Heritage Fund last night. A provincial committee invited people to hear its latest report and ask questions. The fund has assets of nearly $28 billion. It grew by $451 million during the first quarter. One teacher asked the committee if interest from the fund could be used to help fund teachers' salaries, demands that were highlighted in this month's strike.
Our education system is being deluged right now. Absolutely deluged. This is not just a rainy day. This is a monsoon. The difference was $2 billion. If I do a little quick math, $2 billion over 4 years, that's about $500 million a year. Boy, we closed the gap quickly without touching the principle.
The questions you have are more towards government policy than they are regarding our AIMCO, Treasury Board and Finance guests here today. But we do thank you for your question. Your question is, we've received several questions on that theme.
The government's goal is to grow the fund to $250 billion by 2050. Little ghouls and goblins will be out looking for treats tonight, and that means being extra careful to keep them safe. Partners in Safety will have hundreds of vehicles out providing high visibility support to families enjoying Halloween. That means police, firefighters, ambulance, transit, and peace officers will be patrolling neighborhoods. Anyone who needs help can simply ask and can also find shelter at police and fire stations and any public transit. But making sure kids have a safe evening requires everyone to pitch in.
Everybody needs to play their part. Pedestrians, be aware that when you step onto a road, it is a road and it does have vehicles that move quite quickly. And so give time at a pedestrian crossing. If you're there, wait for the vehicles to slow down, wait until the signal goes and it's quite clearly that vehicles are slowing, then step on there. For drivers, be aware of pedestrians.
Parents are reminded to make sure kids can be seen in the dark. Also avoid using real candles, check candy before it's eaten, and keep pets in a safe place. We spend most of the year avoiding it, but on the spookiest night of the year, we chase fear. And that begs the question, why do we like a good scare? A lot of homes have been transformed into haunted horrors for Halloween, for those seeking out a Halloween scream. Alex Bierman has studied fear and says it comes down to control or our illusion of it. A safe shock is fun because while the screams are real, the threat is not.
Research really shows is that fear is about the everyday experience. Feeling like you can't afford to put food on the table, feeling like you're alone and vulnerable. That's really what scares people. That's maybe why people are most attracted to scary movies and scary books and other scary materials, because they aren't the real threats that people really face in everyday life that truly are scary.
Bierman says there are many reasons people may enjoy scaring others, from the thrill of performing, the sense of power, and simply because it's fun. This year's Poppy campaign is officially underway. The Legion says wearing a poppy is a visual pledge to honor Canada's veterans and remember those who sacrificed for our freedoms. Poppies will be available until Remembrance Day on November 11th. All money donated goes towards supporting Canada's veterans and their families. This is the Legion's most significant annual fundraising effort. And don't forget to change your clocks before you go to bed on Saturday. Daylight saving time ends on Sunday. That means clocks go back an hour at 2 a.m. for most of the country. The extra hour of sleep is always welcome at this time of year. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnews.ca/Calgary.